Well, I will say that the AT&T Uverse GigaPower internet is extremely fast. I was expecting a gigabit. Turns out the range that is supposed to be met is between 500 megabits per second and 940 megabits per second. So I'm like, okay, at least I know that as a consumer, and I can make a decision, hey, I'm willing to pay for that or not. I'm not going to call you guys a million times a day. Hey, I'm not getting 1 gig. I'm not getting 900, 800, 700. Let me stop this video. Probably come hear nothing I said. But yeah, it took a while to get everything installed, like 4 hours to get it to the point where he was installing the modem. And then it took about an hour and a half for us to sort out the speed issues because the speed was maxing out at like 7 megabits per second. And I was making a point, hey, at this point I would have to call you guys to come out and fix the internet because it's not up to par. What's the threshold that we need to meet before we say, hey, there's a problem? And it turns out 500 megabits per second is that threshold. So, well, now I'm kind of disappointed because the speed is not the gigabit completely. And I'm the first person in this area with it. The box apparently was brand new, installed in a park up the street. And I'm literally the first person with the gigabit internet. And the light at my box is at a 20 decibel per millivolt. So, it's, and 24 is when there's a problem. At the box that they installed in the park, which is the place where the signal, it's like a node is what I would call it, a node that services this neighborhood, and maybe more, I'm not sure. But that box has a dBm of 19. So what's awesome about that is from that all the way up the street to down here, is not losing that much signal. It's losing 1 decibel. Okay, that's great. So you get in here, and it's 20 at the box in my backyard. When you get into my house, it's 21. Okay? And I'm starting to feel like it's DSL because, DSL provided you a certain speed on the internet and certain performance tier based on how far you are from the DSLAM. I'm thinking, hey, maybe that's the same thing with this technology, the fiber. I just hope that Spectrum offers fiber services or something with something equal to it, because I would eat that up. But we have to make sure that you're offering symmetrical service. This GigaPower service is symmetrical. So it's 500 up, 500 down to 940 up, 940 down. Impressive. Every time I'm running a speed test, I'm averaging 500-600 megabits per second. I'm noticing that on my computer, I click on something that's instantaneously there. What that lets me know is that upload speed plays a large part in getting things to your computer quicker. Why? Because information has to be sent back, confirming, hey, I got this piece of information. So it's very important that it works the way that it's prescribed to work. In addition to that, the decibels per millivolt is a measure of how much noise is on the line. And I'm looking on the internet to find out what are adequate dBms for this type of service, and I couldn't find anything yet, but I'm just starting to look for it, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to look, and I'm going to make an assessment. Is it possible to get this level of service with this type of reading at the box? How does adding other people affect the light that I'm getting? You see, because if the light that I'm getting drops off because other people are at it, which is probably unlikely, because right now I have a service that's $126 a month just for the internet. So a lot of people aren't going to be willing to pay that much money. But as that speed becomes the norm throughout the nation, then I'd have to go to the faster internet. I'd have to go to the 10 gig, and be willing to pay whatever that costs to maintain faster speed. And if they can't offer that to me, then I'd have to go where I can be offered that. You see, but overall, the experience here, I kind of saw the technician trying to dodge and duck my questions, and but I know I kind of caught him in the stuff he was trying to do. He was trying to duck and dodge my questions and kind of fluff answer, and that's not acceptable in my book. I need you to directly answer my question in a way that really addresses my concern as a consumer. If I'm getting this, then if I'm paying for this, I expect to be getting this speed. And the reality of it all is that the terms of service, the agreements that we agree to unknowingly, unwittingly, because we don't read them, those limit the performance of the internet to a certain range. And if that range is met, then we're getting adequate service and really can't complain about anything. So it's up to us to read everything, make sure we got everything read appropriately, so that we can, stop crying about, hey, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, when you're actually getting what you agreed to. Know what the fine print says, so you won't be complaining about what you're getting.